My dear seniors, let me tell you about Colonel James Carter, a 74-year-old retired Army doctor who shocked the medical community when he revealed a simple 5-minute balance fix that has saved hundreds of older adults from dangerous, life-altering falls. Picture this. After decades of serving in combat zones and military hospitals, Dr. Carter returned home only to watch his own friends and fellow veterans struggle with walking, dizziness, and frequent tumbles. Some ended up in rehab for months, others never fully recovered. That's when he decided enough was enough. He would take his years of field medicine experience and create something so quick, so effective, that it could be done anywhere, without expensive equipment, pills, or risky surgeries. And here's the most unbelievable part. It works in just 5 minutes a day. Now, before we dive into the exact steps, you should know why falls are so deadly for seniors. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the ER for a fall-related injury. Every 19 minutes, one of those falls becomes fatal. These aren't just random accidents. They often start with a silent decline in muscle strength, nerve response, and inner ear stability. Most seniors don't even notice the warning signs. You start avoiding stairs, you hesitate before stepping off a curb, you grab furniture more often when walking at home. These tiny adjustments signal a bigger problem. Your balance system is starting to fail. And when it does, the consequences can be catastrophic. Dr. Carter's method isn't about building big muscles or sweating through painful routines. It's about reprogramming your body's natural balance reflexes, retraining your brain to muscle pathways, and reactivating the stabilizing muscles in your legs, hips, and core. In the military, soldiers were often required to carry heavy gear over rough terrain, sometimes in the dark, with no time to think about their steps. They had to rely on instinct, muscle memory, and quick reflexes. Dr. Carter realized that seniors could use the same principle, minus the combat boots and backpacks, to create a fail-proof balance system for everyday life. Here's how his 5-minute fix works. It starts with a stand and scan phase, where you simply stand still with your feet shoulder-width apart, eyes closed, and let your body naturally sway. This tiny movement wakes up your proprioceptors, nerve sensors in your muscles and joints that tell your brain where your body is in space. Next, you move to shift and catch, a side-to-side weight transfer that forces your hip and ankle stabilizers to fire up. Then comes heel-to-toe march, which improves your gait precision. But the most unusual part, and the one Dr. Carter says works the fastest, is the balance breaker. You stand on one leg, lift the other just a few inches, and turn your head side to side. This throws off your inner ear equilibrium, forcing your brain and muscles to work together instantly to keep you upright. The beauty of this routine is that it doesn't just prevent falls, it can reverse years of balance decline. Within 3 weeks, seniors report walking more confidently, climbing stairs without holding railings, and even resuming hobbies like gardening or dancing. And the best part? It requires no special gear, no gym membership, and no prior fitness level. The key, Dr. Carter warns, is consistency. Missing a day is like skipping a meal. You'll feel weaker and less stable. He suggests setting a reminder on your phone, doing the routine barefoot if possible for maximum foot engagement, and adding slight challenges over time like closing your eyes or doing it on a soft surface. But there's something else he won't shy away from saying. Many seniors are put on medications that directly harm balance, from sedatives to certain blood pressure pills. If you feel more wobbly after starting a new prescription, talk to your doctor immediately. Dr. Carter believes that most falls are preventable if you combine smart daily habits with body awareness training. He's seen veterans in their 80s pass military-level agility tests simply by mastering these movements. And in one unforgettable case, an 89-year-old widow named Margaret, who had broken her hip twice in 2 years, went 18 months without a single fall after committing to his method. That's the kind of life-changing result Big Pharma can't sell you in a bottle. The truth is, you don't need to accept losing your balance as part of aging. Your body is capable of adapting, strengthening, and staying steady far longer than most people believe if you give it the right stimulus. This 5-minute balance fix is more than an exercise. It's a daily insurance policy against one of the most devastating risks of growing older. So, my dear seniors, before you take another step today, ask yourself, will you let the slow creep of instability dictate your future, or will you reclaim your footing now? The choice is in your hands and in your legs, hips, and mind. Because if a retired Army doctor can teach men and women in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s to stand taller and walk steadier than they have in decades, imagine what you could do starting today. This isn't just about preventing a fall, it's about taking back control of your life, one step at a time. And all it takes is 5 minutes. When retired Army Dr. Colonel James Harlan first stepped into the senior rehab ward, he wasn't looking for patients, he was looking for soldiers, because to him, every elderly person struggling to walk was just like the wounded servicemen he had treated on dusty battlefields. And what he discovered shocked him. More than 70% of the falls he saw in seniors were not caused by weakness, but by something far more fixable, an unused part of the brain that controls balance, a part that atrophies when not trained just like a muscle. And the fix reawakens dormant balance reflexes. Step 3, the arm sweep reset. Stand with feet shoulder width apart. Sweep both arms in big circles as you slowly twist your torso, first clockwise, then counterclockwise, 8 times each way, which recalibrates the cerebellum's postural responses. Step 4, the soft landing bend. Slightly bend your knees as if you're about to sit. Pause halfway, then straighten. 10 times, training the body to absorb shocks instead of stiffening during a stumble. And step 5, the eyes closed hold. Stand on both feet. Close your eyes for 20 seconds, then open, repeated 3 times, forcing the brain to rely on internal spatial awareness rather than vision alone. And the beauty of this is, you don't need any equipment. You can do it in your living room. And over time, these 5 moves create what Dr. Harlan calls combat balance, the same kind of unconscious stability soldiers develop on uneven, dangerous terrain. But when adapted for seniors, it means fewer bruises, fewer hospital trips, and more independence. And the proof is overwhelming, like 79-year-old Martha, who hadn't left her house alone in 2 years because she feared tripping. But after 3 weeks of the routine, she walked to her mailbox, then to her church, then back to gardening without a single fall. Or George, an 84-year-old Korean War veteran who had already broken a hip once, yet after doing the exercises daily, passed his annual VA mobility test with 0 balance errors for the first time in a decade. Even Dr. Harlan himself, now 68, swears by it, saying, "It's not about being strong. It's about teaching your brain to trust your body again." And this makes sense because research from the National Institute on Aging confirms that neural pathways controlling balance can be reactivated even in the 90s, meaning it's never too late to start. But here's the dark truth. If you rely on the standard advice of just walk more or use a cane, you're actually letting those reflexes weaken further, making falls more likely over time. Whereas targeted drills like these wake up the dormant stabilizers in the ankles, hips, and spine while sharpening the brain's reaction speed. And if you think 5 minutes isn't enough, consider this. Dr. Harlan once trained a paralyzed soldier to stand again using less daily time than it takes to boil pasta, because in neuroplasticity, intensity matters more than duration. So here's your challenge. Try the full 5-minute balance fix every day for 10 days and write down every time you feel steadier on your feet, because most people notice small wins, like not swaying in the shower or stepping off a curb without wobbling, within a week. And if you're worried it's too simple to work, remember, this is the same method that kept combat medics alive when running across unstable rubble, just toned down for everyday life. And while there's no magic pill for fall prevention, this comes close because it treats the root cause instead of just the symptoms, which is exactly why the companies selling you $200 walking frames would rather you never hear about it. But now you do, and you can start today, right where you are, without waiting for permission. Because every day you delay is another day your balance reflexes fade, another day you're one misstep away from the ER, and Dr. Harlan's only warning is this: if you stop, the brain starts forgetting again. So don't just try it once. Make it a habit. the way a soldier drills before battle, because life after 70 is a battle for independence, and balance is your armor. It wasn't hours of grueling therapy or expensive machines, but a strange 5-minute routine he had taught injured soldiers in the desert to get them back on their feet after explosions and spinal injuries. A method so effective that in one hospital trial, it reduced fall incidents by nearly 60% in just 3 weeks. Yet you won't hear about it from most doctors because fall prevention is a billion-dollar industry, from walkers and canes to anti-slip products. And nobody's rushing to cut their own profits. So here's exactly what he taught. Step 1. The marching shift. Stand near a sturdy surface like a kitchen counter. Lift one knee to hip level, hold for 2 seconds, then switch legs, alternating slowly for 10 reps, which retrains the inner ear's vestibular system to coordinate with the eyes. Step 2. The heel-to-toe path. Imagine walking on a tightrope, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, taking 10 deliberate steps forward, then 10 back, which